Welcome back to my channel. So today is the condensed Raven Guard lore, and yeah, this is actually quite condensed from what I found online. So bear with me here. So originally, the 19th Legionis Astartes, the Raven Guard, hailed from the nomadic tribes around on Terra when they were unified. When they were used during the Unification Wars with the Emperor. And when they got united with Korax, Korax found the Terrans to be too brutal. I guess they spent too much time with the Warhounds, who then became the World Eaters. So, yeah, they were just too brutal a fighter for Korax's taste. So, along with events that happened at Gate 42, which was the fact that it was mainly the Terran contingent of the Raven Guard supported Horus's plan for a full frontal assault. And on the notes of Gate 42, the Raven Guard and the Blood Angels do not act the same way. This is Horus's mistake as War Master, I believe, anyway. Sanguinius would love a full front on siege attacking style of warfare because he's got the modified engines, he's got all sorts of high, fast moving vehicles to support his men. The Raven Guard don't. They have, yes, they use jump packs, yes, they have stealth, but they're their two main attributes as a legion. They're not there to be squandered, and Horus squandered the Raven Guard. I seriously will stand by that. Horus squandered his assets and threw them away like scraps on a plate, in my eyes. And because of Gate 42, they would never exceed 80,000 Marines. The next lowest number of Space Marines in a legion was the Salamanders. So they are the two smallest legions out of 20. Well, 18 if you discount the fact that two got lost somehow. So yeah, that is what happened to the Terran Raven Guard. Some of them got exiled before or after Gate 42 because they survived, or before Gate 42, Court went, I'll send some of you away because you're the worst of the bunch, and I'll send you away. I don't want to hear from you ever again. Over there. Stay over there. I don't hear about you. You're exiled forever. And that, ladies and gents, is how we got the Ashen Claws and the Kakaradon Space Marine chapters of today. So, with the Terrans dead, or out of the way and exiled, it allowed Korax to influence the Legion more than he would otherwise have been able to. So, Korax then had full control of his own legion. Horus had been spreading warrior lodges, and which were a kind of a cult, if you will, inside legions. And as documented by the White Scars, half a legion can turn on the other half at any one point, when they deem the time is right. So yeah, bear that in mind. The Raven Guard bypassed that by going to Gate 42 and losing the majority of their Terran Marines in a full frontal assault. So after Korax visited Terra to try and rebuild his legion from the Istvan drop site massacre, the Emperor gave him a knowledge of how he created the Primarchs initially, and this is all through psychic bond. but he did this. So Korax returns back to the moon Deliverance and tries to replicate what the Emperor's done by speeding up the process and getting a new batch of Space Marines ready to fight to bolster his legion, so he can take the fight back to Horus with a full strength legion and go, what, hit him right where it hurts, and hopefully end the heresy before it even begins. Well, it's already begun, but end it sooner. Unfortunately, the Alpha Legion had a couple of words to say about this, namely, no, Korax, you can't do that. Because they sabotaged this project with a sleeper warp mutation that was given to one of the operatives. If you listen to, I believe it's Raven's Flight by Gathorpe, that gives you a look into how, first of all, Korax survived the Isstvan 5 drop site massacre, and secondly, how the Raptors, as they were then known, came into being, because the Raptors were, they were given the Mark 6 armor, which was newly produced, and they outshone most other units around them at that time. So the Alpha Legion went to the lengths of taking volunteers from within their own legion and skin grafting the facial features onto their volunteers, and then their volunteers, because of the way the Space Marine biology works, if they eat something, they gain its memories, which is weird. But that's what they did. And by my reckoning, they were up to 6,100 men by the time the fight for Beta Garmon was underway. Which, there were 80,000 of them at Isstvan, and they're down to 6,000. But since the heresy, well, they've got loads of successive chapters, like Knights of the Raven, Sons of the Raven, the Cacaradons, the Ashen Claws, the Brazen Claws, all sorts. So they've got loads of successive chapters, and they've been busy since the heresy, but they took from 80,000 to 6. They were down to about 3,000. They were down to 3,000 after the drop site massacre. From 80,000 to 3,000. They lost 77,000 Marines to the 8 traitor legions on Isstvan 5. Here and there, bands of survivors got away, but at a rough estimate, there were 6,000 Raven Guard by the time Beta Garmon and the time Horus approached Beta Garmon to then try and gain entrance to the Sol system to fight at the Emperor's Palace. And you just say, why didn't they go and join the Emperor's Palace and support their fellow brother Space Marines? Because that's not how the Raven Guard fight. Korax learned this the hard way when at Gate 42. He tried fighting the way that Horus wanted him to fight, and he lost tens of thousands of Marines. Now, there's never a set number for a legion pre-heresy in the Unification Wars. But to go from, say, even to go from 100,000 to 80,000 maximum is still a big jump in manpower. The Lunar Wolves kind of stayed at Legion strength all the way through. The Salamanders stayed at Legion strength all the way through because they have a small and fairly slow recruitment process. And the fact that they're all blacksmiths helps them maintain their war gear to act as if basically they're all tech marines of a sort. They're all being blacksmiths, they're all good with metal, so they're all looking after the war plate better. So the same guy can fight multiple times. But yeah, the Raven Guard, they have a very, I say checkered, that's the wrong word to use, very contrasting past. I mean, I'll do a lore video on the Salamanders soon, but yeah, the Salamanders and the Raven Guard are similar in some respects, but whereas Vulcan sends his Terran legionnaires off alone, Korax fights alongside them at Gate 42, leads them, and then watches them die in droves to the forward guns of the Silent Kings. And yeah, Lehman Russ said, "Look, Korax, go with Horus, he's War Master, we'll do as he says." But Perturabo called him a coward. The real coward? Perturabo. In my eyes. But there we go, that's another fight for another time. So, that's it for now. Thank you for watching. I'm going to try and link some Raven Guard pictures throughout this, so you got a nice bit to look at on the videos. And thanks for watching, and have a good new year.